welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be making some recipes with apples, just a couple blondies, and then right now small apple pies. I am making pie crust from scratch, so here you can see me putting in some shortening, and then I had to go ask my grandma for butter, so that's my absence right there. There is me chopping up some butter into cubes because it blends in easier. I'll make sure to put the recipes that I used in the description. And here I am using a pastry cutter. So now I'm adding a little bit more ice water because it was still pretty dry and crumbly and here I am rolling it out. So to do this I had to knead the dough together, and I used what I call the karate chop method, where I like karate chop the dough and then flatten it so that way it gets into an inch, like a ball, and then an inch long little disc thing, inch thick, sorry, and I'll roll it out later. And I'm just going to put it in the fridge, and it's going to cool for about several hours. So see when that's over. It has been several hours and we are back. I let this cool overnight in the fridge, so I've got to let this thaw for a couple minutes. And while I let it thaw, I'm going to make my filling. I will also link the apple filling recipe that I used in the description. But basically, this one was a little different. It had me mix together water and apples before putting in butter and cinnamon and sugar and all that yummy goodness. So here I am just doing the stovetop portion with the water and the apples, making sure that they didn't burn, making sure that they softened correctly and all that. Next I'm going to make the topping bit, I guess. It's the second part of what this is. Basically I just mixed together some sugar, some cinnamon, some cornstarch, and put it over the filling and let it sit there until it thickened. And now time to roll. Roll out the dough because I just finished the apple filling, and I had to roll it very thinly on a cutting board because I didn't want to get my countertop super messy. And for these little things, I just use a really tiny bowl. And then I use a knife to cut around that. And I just keep rolling the stuff until the pie dough, until it's done. Here I'm making the pies, so it's pretty basic. It's like any other pie, you just bake it in a muffin tin instead. So using some pie dough, fork, and then in goes the pie filling. And here is the last one. Sorry, I wanted to show you guys that it was like an apple ugly. Anyway, here's them before baking. And here are the pies after baking. So you can see they turned out really nicely. I'm proud of these. And now onto the apple blondies. I'm back. I'm going to be making some brown butter apple blondies today. So to start, I am just going to brown my butter. I will warn you, at the end of this clip, I didn't quite brown them enough. In hindsight, I should have waited until they were a little like more honey colored, a little darker golden brown. Whereas here it's like a very light brown. It's getting there. If I had let it go for like 30 more seconds, it would have been brown butter. But I was scared of burning it, so that's what we get. And next I'm going to peel and chop my apples. As you can see here, I use this very fancy apple peeler thing. I use this for the filling too, to get the apple chunks for my filling. I use it for literally everything. It's not sponsored or anything, it's just fun apple gadget. And here I am making the filling. So just 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, some cinnamon, and it's not really like a filling, it's like a mix-in for the apples. Here's the cinnamon, and then I just heat it over the stovetop. I made the mistake of using this as an actual apple filling several years ago, and let me tell you, it was not good. It's good in these blondies though, I will say that. And here's it pretty much fully done, and I'm gonna turn it over to me. Alright, so I've got all of my wet ingredients combined here, and all of my dry ingredients combined here. Now to combine them together. And yes, I am hand whisking. It's easier for me. It's what I prefer. And whisk. Now it's time to fold in my apples. And as I fold, that flour is going to get more incorporated. So I'm not too worried about leaving some